Failing to plan is planning to fail. And before you decide to study in Australia, you need to plan ahead. And one of the things that you really need to plan well is choosing the right education provider. There are more than 1100 education providers in Australia. We know it's very difficult to choose one. So here are 10 questions that you should ask before choosing an education provider in Australia. Now you can ask these questions to your education provider or your educational consultant, and we suggest you also do your research about all these questions. So the first question is about asking if your education provider or the course you are planning to do is a registered course for overseas students, which means it's a CRICOS registered course or an institution. So there is a website that you can actually research yourself, which is cricos.education.gov.au. We will put the link of that website in the description below. It's very important to ask this question, as some courses or education providers may not be a CRICOS registered. Although they can provide training in Australia, but they may not be able to provide training to overseas students. Obviously, if you choose that sort of a course or an education provider, you will not get a student visa for Australia then. The second question you should ask, if it's a professional course like accounting or IT or other professional course, you can ask if it's recognized or approved by industry association or industry body. So for example, if you're planning to study accounting in Australia, you can ask if this course is actually approved by CPA Australia or CA Australia or other accounting bodies in Australia. And same applies to other professions. It's important to ask this sort of a question because it tells the credibility of the course provider and the course itself. The next question is regarding the jobs or occupation that the course you're planning to study in that education provider will lead to. So if you're planning to study Masters of IT, what sort of job roles can you expect in the future? Could it be like a software developer, or will it be like a business analyst or other roles? Clarify that beforehand, as some students may like to apply for their permanent residence after their studies. And if the job role is not in the occupation list, you may not be able to apply for the permanent residence. Apart from that, it's also important for you to know what sort of jobs you can do in the future. The next question is regarding the cost. How much will be the total cost of the course? And if there will be any additional cost that you will need to pay while studying. For example, resource cost, administration cost, or if you need to buy some books or some other tools and equipments. So for example, if you're planning to study a hospitality course, you may need to buy a chef's kit, and that might be included or may not be included in your course fee. So make sure to confirm the total course fee, including any additional costs. The next question you should ask regarding the refund policy of the provider. So in case your visa does not get approved, or if you're not happy with the provider and you would like to transfer to other provider, what is the refund policy of the provider? You need to confirm that beforehand, as some education provider may charge some administration fees before refunding your fee. Now we know if you're on a student visa, you need to study around 20 hours per week. But it is a good idea to confirm the minimum attendance requirement of your education provider, as some education provider may have online components where you don't need to attend the classes, but you may need to do an online study. So it's a good idea to confirm the minimum attendance requirement from your education provider. What sort of support services are available if you struggle with your studies? This should be your next question. So in case you struggle with your studies, which in some cases overseas students do, what sort of support systems are available? Whether there are additional lectures available or trainers are available for your help. Also other support system in case you're feeling homesick or you need to find a new accommodation or jobs. Clarify what sort of support systems are available from the education provider. The next question should be regarding the facilities available for the students. So it could be like computer labs, libraries, gyms, student residence or other facilities. Confirm that what sort of facilities are available. Usually the larger education providers will have plenty of facilities, but smaller education providers may not have that many facilities. So confirm what would you need to buy or bring in case you are planning to study there. The next question will be regarding the scholarships. What type of scholarships are available for international students from that education provider? Now some education providers provide scholarships for students from specific countries. So if your country is in the list, you may be eligible to apply for the scholarship. You need to know about this before you apply for any education provider. You can ask your educational consultant about it, or you can confirm that directly with education provider itself. Also ask if there are any payment plans available for your course fee. And last but not the least, in case if you would like to continue your higher studies, Is there any pathway available from your education provider with other education provider? So for example, if you are studying a diploma or advanced diploma in one education provider and now you would like to do bachelor's degree, can you get some credits in your bachelor degree from your diploma or advanced diploma? In case you're planning to do higher studies, it's a really good idea to confirm that beforehand. So these were the 10 questions that you should ask before choosing an education provider in Australia. We hope you choose the right one. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one.